Why did Pakunoda betray the spiders? Also, how come the Zoldycks are a family of assassins living in Kukuru Mountain and everyone knows where they live, yet the government does not take action against them? And one more thing, who is the best hunter as a person that can hunt anyone? All of these questions and more will be answered in this video. Yes, this is the Hunter Society, a place where all your hunter needs can be met. You can leave your questions, your comments, or fan theories in the comment section below, and we will showcase them here and discuss them with you guys in a future video. Make sure you subscribe to the Hunter Society so whenever there is a new Hunter video, you can watch it right away. And thanks for the support, guys. Really appreciate it. Now, our friend Rafael Sasato says, I think that it would be kinda useless to create an enhancer ability if you are the greatest living enhancer. Okay, he is talking about Isaac Netero. We made a whole video about the nin powers of Netero, and he is commenting about that. Okay. He somehow transcended the logic of nin. It may be an ability that compensates for his shortcomings as an enhancer. Interesting, very interesting. If you're not following along, this reference to the confusion regarding Netero's Hatsu. You see, Netero is an enhancer, and enhancers don't usually have abilities like the one Netero has. The Guanyin Bodhisattva is a conjuration / manipulation ability, which is a very awesome ability, don't get me wrong, yet it does not fall in line with your typical enhancer type ability. So we are all here trying to figure this thing out. He continues and says, I don't think creating such an ability is a bad decision, and certainly it is not a waste of nin potential. I hear you, Rafael, and I agree with you. I didn't really mean to say that Netero wasted his potential as an enhancer. No, I mean, obviously, the rules of nin does not apply to a character like Netero because he is not a regular nin user, but an ultimate nin user. So keep that in mind. And no, I do not think that Netero would create such an ability because he would be afraid to fight someone that is stronger than him, enhancement wise. Like you mentioned in the comment, no, I do not think that is the case, but rather, and hear me out on this, he really wanted to express his gratitude and prayer and the passion that he has in his heart that he manifested the Buddha statue that spawns behind him when he fights, and because of his devotion, his powers were shaped into this religious symbol. So basically, Netero was able to do the thing that Castro wasn't able to do because he is much more talented than Castro. He's better than him because he is Netero, come on, and he's also better than him because of the vows and limitation that he set upon himself. I mean, first of all, he isolated himself for however long. That's a strong conviction right there. And also he set a limit onto himself when using this power, which is he has to pray every time before he launches an attack. And no, the limitation of that power is not that he has to put his hands together so he enhances the speed of his hand to pray. No, this is not the case because, as Netero says, prayers comes from the heart. So the limitation is to pray every time before he attacks. Man, the powers of Isaac Netero needs its own thesis. It's a big thing. Next comment is from Acidia Decay. My biggest mystery is, possible a whole video idea, who is the best hunter? Like beast hunter, crime hunter. Amazing comment, and yes, there will be a whole video about the types of hunters out there, and believe me, there's a lot. There are 24 types of hunters, so subscribe and look out for this video. It's coming out sooner than you think. Right now we have a lot of people hunting Hisoka, so the outcome of the list will likely change after that hunt ends. Yes, Hisoka is being hunted at the moment, but also Hisoka is a hunter, so he has like a lot of people hunting him, a lot of hunters hunting him, so the hunters are hunting the hunter, and yay, it's the thing! The obvious answer is Gon. Really? Really, do you think Gon is the best hunter? Okay, okay. Since he succeeded in finding Ging, but there are many others. For example, Palm got in contact with Bisky really fast and efficiently. I love this comment. I really love this comment. Thank you so much for leaving this comment, but I do have some thoughts. I do not really think that Gon is the best hunter. Yes, he succeeded in finding Ging, but well, man, he found him by luck. Like Jing was just there during the election, and like Gon stumbled upon him. So yeah, that's not the best kind of hunting going around. You can make the argument that Gon fulfilled the requirement to hunt down Jing after he finished Greed Island, but he took a detour because Jing did not want to meet Gon's friends. But that's a whole other story. However, if you really think about it, the person that we know for a fact was able to find the notorious hard to fight Ging was Kite. No cheating, no layups, nothing. He was just Kite on a mission on the hunt to find the hunter Ging. And he was able to find him at the end. In fact, Kite is a great hunter. I said it once and I'll say it again. Kite is the best example of a hunter there is. Literally, he is the first thing that we see in the first chapter in the manga. So as far as a good hunter, my first answer is Kite. But on the other types of hunters, we will cover them in a future video. Messiah Stone will make an appearance in that video, and I love this guy. This character is awesome. Ahmed says, why Pakunoda betrayed the spider? She formed the group with Chrollo and knew Chrollo the most. It didn't feel logical to betray him and the spider. Betray is a very strong word to use here, in my opinion. In order to explain it easily, why don't we check out the fortune of Paku? Okay, I think volume 12. Okay, on a day dark and poorly lit, a simple choice, betrayal or pride. In a crammed room, you must face it, for the Reaper lingers at your side. So the word pride that is mentioned here is the pride of the spider. So the spider must live on, as Chrollo says. And Chrollo truly believes that anyone from the spider can replace him. He is not that important, nor is he more valuable than any other spider out there. Chrollo sees himself as important as someone like Cortopi or Finks. Anyone can replace him, no problem with that. So in that sense, with Paku knowing Kurapika's powers, she should have told this information to the Troupe immediately, even if Chrollo was captured. If Chrollo dies, it doesn't matter, because now the spiders know how to defeat Kurapika. Especially if all of the spider came up with a plan to attack Kurapika at once. But with the situation that happened actually in the story, Paku prioritized Chrollo's life over the idea of the spider, and that is the betrayal mentioned in her fortune. Yes, the answer to the reason behind that betrayal can be more complicated than what I'm about to say, but to put it simply, I believe it is because Paku loves Chrollo. Simple as that. She didn't want Chrollo to die, even if the code of the spider says that Chrollo's life is not that valuable. To her, to Paku, she values his life. I mean, look at this panel from when they were young. She blushes when Chrollo says, I love you. And also Chrollo blushes as well. Of course, she wouldn't be okay with his death. If you want to call that betrayal, sure, go ahead, but it is also love. Now, speaking of the Troupe flashback, let's head over to some manga spoilers, so beware or skip this comment that we're about to read if you do not want any kind of spoilers from the manga. Jar Long George says, in chapter 406, they revealed a bit more about Chrollo's ability, that it evolves with each successful treasure heist. So it is safe to assume that gathering the Kurta clan's eyes was way to evolve Skill Hunter, but they didn't outright say it. So I guess it is a theory for now. So this was posted in response to me saying that until this moment we do not really know why the Phantom Troupe attacked the Kurta clan, and I gotta say, this might be it. My head says that the Phantom Troupe would only attack bad people like the Mafia or like the crazy Kakin Empire and won't go to attack some regular villagers like the Kurta. But the reality is, if the spider wanted something, they will take it. No questions asked. And if anyone dared to take anything from the spiders, oh, you better know that they will come for you. And the Chrollo skill hunter evolution thing, it is confirmed. It's mentioned in the panel regarding stealing the Kakin treasure, meaning that it perfectly fulfills the conditions needed to evolve skill hunter. So for skill hunter to evolve, you need to steal something truly desirable. What an interesting condition to put on that power. But then comes the question of how did the Phantom Troupe find where the Kurta clan is located? It was from Sheila/Barristan, okay? It's done. Or they might have been hired by Zoldycks, and that was their introduction to the Kakin Empire back in the day. Whatever it is, yeah, it's a very good way to interpret it. They stole the Kurta clan's eyes because it's a valuable treasure, and it is one way to evolve skill hunter. It's very cruel though. And finally we have a comment from 1000-year-old sorcerer, and in his comment he has a lot of questions, so let's rapid fire through them. If science is developed in Hunter x Hunter, then why satellites do not capture pictures of the Dark Continent? Is it also due to some sort of a NIN barrier that doesn't allow the satellite to do that? Okay, well, before answering this first question, first of all, you have to decide on your interpretation of how does the world of Hunter x Hunter look like. In a previous vid, I mentioned that all fingers point to a flat earth model in the world of Hunter x Hunter. Or maybe you can interpret it as going outside of Lake Mobius, you will enter into another dimension where the Dark Continent is located. Because if the earth of Hunter x Hunter is like our earth, then of course satellite would be able to pick up on that. If satellite is not able to pick up on that, then at least it will show up as there is something wrong or something missing. So to answer your question, it depends on how you interpret the shape of the world of Hunter x Hunter. Second question, why Illumi is almost emotionless? Well, it is a trait that comes with most manipulators in the show. Either they show very little emotions or they misread the room and don't take other people's emotion into account. Believe me, I know this is my NEN type after all.
物見湯さんで首突っ込むからやけどするんだよ。さっさとお家に帰んな。
But Illumi did actually show emotions throughout the series. Here he is angry, and here he is very excited. But either way, I get what you're saying, and the answer is, it's a manipulator thing. Origin of the Zoldycks. I don't know. If let's say I have 100% mastery in one NIN category and suddenly I switched my NIN affinity to any other category. Bro, you cannot switch your NIN affinity, okay? Oh man, you cannot do that. You cannot just suddenly switch your NIN affinity, okay? Because environmental factors and your life experience dictate your actual NIN affinity. And basically, your upbringing and your whole life experience does not happen all of a sudden. No, it takes a lifetime in order for that to develop. So from the start, I believe the premise of the question is false, because you cannot just switch your NIN affinity. NIN is something that you are born with, nature, okay? And the category that you fall into comes with time, nurture. I hope you got that. Why government do not take action against the Zoldycks? They don't want to get killed, I guess. man, you guys really are obsessed with the Zoldycks, huh? When I think about it, when you go and try to arrest the Zoldyck, you can definitely try, but you will not even make it past the gates. So another question might pop up, which is, why won't the world government hire someone like the Hunter Association to take out the Zoldyck family? Well, because the Zoldycks are still very powerful, even against the Hunter Association, and because the Zoldycks works with the world government, the actual world government. Is Miliki a single child of Zeno, or Was he a winner of some sort of a succession war in the family? What the? I seriously do not understand your comment. And that is all, my friend. Thank you so much for watching. I had a blast reading those comments and sharing my thoughts of them with you. Give me some more comments, your fan theories, your thoughts on the content that is happening here on the Hunter Society, and we will feature them in the next episode. Make sure you subscribe for more Hunter x Hunter content to enjoy while the next chapter drops, and have a good day.